Oh, fuck. Shit. And that's how we start. Hi, friends.
Hello.
Emesse, Cynthia. Emesse is my dear friend. And we just got back from a wonderful lunch. And we're just talking about life. And Emesse stumbled upon something. And I got so mad. I just had to share and record this video. Yeah, Emesse is like, calm down, Cynthia, but I can't calm down. So, do you want to give like a short summary?
Sure. I was looking through Facebook and I saw BuzzFeed had a news article about the Super Size Me director and the star of the documentary. And it's about the guy that ate McDonald's every day for like a year or something like that, right? He got super famous like for a couple of months or something like that, and he got like Oscar buzz and whatever. And the headline reads, "The director and star of Super Size Me wrote a letter detailing his own history of sexual misconduct." And the blurb underneath it says, "I believed she was feeling better," Morgan Spurlock wrote about one encounter. She believed she was raped.
And before you continue, the thing that got me was how, I won't swear because I feel like this is a topic everyone should listen to, including young boys, girls, everyone of every gender, age, size, whatever. How do you say you believed, like, we're having sexual relations or like just in a thing and you say, I believed I was being raped. If I feel I'm being raped, it just means I'm being raped. If we're in bed and we're having sex and I'm like, stop, or I'm not responsive, or I'm crying, or at the end of it, I cried, it means you didn't get my consent. And if you did not get my consent, it's not me believing I was being raped. You raped me. It's like, how do you believe, like...
You can't tell someone that they weren't raped.
Yeah.
You can't. Or you can't even dispute it, because if it's just... No.
It's like when someone does something offensive and you're like, oh, you hurt me because you did this. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. That's not an apology.
No, it's not.
It gets better, guys. That was just the first part. That's just the sub-headline.
So, what is it there? Okay, so the quote that they put in, it says that he said, "As I sit around watching hero after hero, man after man, fall at the realization of their past indiscretions, I don't sit by and wonder who will be next. I wonder when will they come for me," Spurlock wrote, before detailing episodes dating back to incidents that occurred while he was in college, and admitting that, more recently, he paid an assistant who claimed he had sexually harassed her in the office. "Over my life, there have been many instances that parallel what we see every day in the news," Spurlock wrote. When in college, he added, "A woman accused me of rape. He said the woman told him she didn't want to have sex, but that when they later did have sex, she started crying. I tried to comfort her," he wrote, "to make her feel better. I thought I was doing okay. I believed she was feeling better. She believed she was raped."
Okay, let's start from, as I sit and watch hero after hero. Heroes! Heroes!
Mind you, I'm laughing because of her reaction, not because I think this is funny by any means. It's not
I'm
hilarious.
watching heroes like Bill Cosby. Yay, my hero. Yes, Donald Trump grabbed them by the pussy, my hero. Yes, Louis C.K., my hero. Yes, Harvey Weinstein, you're my hero, and I'm watching you fall. So before they come for me because I have raped someone, I'm just going to put this fudging apology out. Yeah. And then he's like, oh, so many and he calls them indiscretions.
Yeah, no.
indiscretions are basically, when people use it in social context, it's basically like, oh, I made a mistake. It was a past indiscretion that we'll forget about. Please check the definition of indiscretion.
Lack of discretion, imprudence, an indiscreet act.
Yeah.
So imprudent, not being lack of discretion, like when you do something that's rude, basically.
Grammar, spelling, and
Yeah.
When you do something that's rude, and obviously rape isn't rude.
It's not an indiscretion.
No.
Rape is not an indiscretion, and it's not an
No. It's not imprudent. It's not something that you can just pass by, like, oh, I burped in public. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry for my indiscretion.
No, it's not like that.
It's you raped someone, and it's like sexual misconduct. I hate the word misconduct. Like, oh, when I was in high school, we had this thing called conduct books, and like your name would be written in there if you made noise in class, or during prep you said something, or you got up when you weren't without raising your hands up. That to me is a misconduct. When you harass someone, you make someone feel uncomfortable in their own body, in an environment they're supposed to feel safe in. It's harassment. It's not a misconduct. It's assault. It's not a misconduct. When you have sex with a woman who said she didn't want to have sex before, and you still had sex with her, it is not a misconduct. It's not a harassment. It is rape.
And I feel like they tried to change the wording because of the negative connotation that all of these words carry with them. And he's trying to put himself in a positive light and get ahead of the game and play the I'm part of the problem game of like, oh, I'm gonna fix myself or whatever. And maybe he does want to fix himself. Maybe he does want to get better and figure out whatever it is.
Is a nicer person.
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because we have to.
You don't know.
But at the same time, the wording is very insensitive and it's not right at all. Because his PR people that are in charge of taking care of this and putting this out, he wrote a letter. This letter was edited, probably heavily by his PR people, before it was going to be released to the media. And I feel like it's not true to how you're supposed to take care of a situation like this.
Honestly, like, I don't even feel like he has the right to write about these things. It's like, Me Too! But the Me Too hashtag is for people who have been harassed. Now it is time. You've had your chances to like walk all over people's rights. Now it is time for you to shut up. And if you're going to be exposed, take it. Because you did something wrong. You infringed on someone else's rights. It's not on you to then be like, me too. No, that hashtag wasn't meant for you. It's not a you too issue. It's just so insensitive for me. I feel it's insensitive. You've done something, you've infringed on my right as a human being, and like already I have to watch you be successful. Who knows? I don't know where these women are at this point, but I've watched you be a successful man that everyone's like, yeah, you've had no repercussions all your life. And then now because all your heroes are being taken down, is that what he said? Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't want to sit around in my guilt. Well, you deserve to be guilty. You deserve to sit and wait and wonder, under torment, wondering when are they going to come for me? And when is the woman I raped, and I'm going to keep saying rape, she did not believe she was raped. You raped her. And when is that woman going to come for me? Is what I feel like you deserve. I'm not a very forgiving person, especially not when it has to do with assault, when people infringe on other people's...
Well, there's no consent.
Yeah.
No. Also, you mentioned earlier about that you said it was in his place to comment. It was in his story to tell.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Why?
I just feel like it's her story. It's her pain. It's a burden she has had to like walk around with, and then you've basically just carried my pain and thrown it out there. And let's say, I don't know what reason, like, oh, I feel so ashamed now. If he had said that before all this happened, without saying, oh, I'm watching all my heroes come down, and so I'm going to say before, like, my own life comes falling apart and all my monetary benefits go away. Mm-hmm. If that's what had happened, maybe I would understand, like, oh, I feel ashamed, but it wouldn't be worded as she believed she was being raped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I feel like if you're really ashamed, go out and talk to this woman personally. Write her a letter in private. Don't bring out, like, a lot of rape victims feel guilt. They feel blame. They feel shame. Then don't, like, bring out my own shame just because, oh, you don't want me to talk about it in the future.
Yeah. And she mentioned earlier that, like, everyone that knew him and the rape victim in that time when they were in college, everybody that went to college with them is now probably thinking, oh, well, he hung out with this girl and then all of a sudden stopped, and then, you know, and you spoke about that, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned that. I thought it was probably true, because we always have that one situation where you hear about someone that you went to school with, and then you're like, oh my gosh, that's what happened. Yeah. And I feel like if she's living a healthy life now, hopefully, and has gotten past it, to be triggered and kind of brought back to that situation that she might not have even shared with the person that she's with, if she is with anybody, or her family members, you know, that probably affects her as well.
And, like, if you are really remorseful, first of all, the fact that I told you I didn't want to have sex. I'm saying it's not me. But I told you I didn't want to have sex. And we had sex. He didn't say how they got to that moment.
No.
So it's like, maybe she consented, which is also problematic. Like, if you're going to confess, say everything you did.
Yeah.
Don't be like, oh, she said she didn't want to have sex and we had sex and she cried. What happened? Like, how did you get to the point of having sex? But that's regardless. You had sex. She's crying. And she's saying, she probably didn't say, I believe I was raped. That's probably not the word she used.
No.
But she's saying, maybe, oh, you raped me. And then you're still touching me to console me. Like,
That's not very comforting.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like, because something similar happened again later on in life, he says, the article says he also wrote that he settled a sexual harassment claim at his office around 2010. I would call my female assistant hot pants, this is what he's saying, or sex pants, when I was yelling to her from the other side of the office, Spurlock wrote. Something I thought was funny at the time, but then realized I had completely demeaned and belittled her to a place of non-existence. So when she decided to quit, she came to me and said if I didn't pay her a settlement, she would tell everyone. He wrote, adding that, of course, he paid her. As if that fixes everything.
did he apologize?
Doesn't say.
And again, he's saying, oh, I demeaned her to a point of non-existence, but still he's bringing that, what he believes is the shame she's carrying, and he's putting it out there, and he's saying, oh, I fixed it. And same with the woman he raped. Oh, I apologized.
It doesn't clearly state what he did, but also he does admit that he is a problem. He is the problem, because he says, the article says, Spurlock also described cheating on all of his partners, including both wives. He says, this is a quote, I have been unfaithful to every wife and girlfriend I have ever had, he wrote. The article says, Spurlock's ex-wife, Alex Jameson, was featured in Super Size Me as his vegan then-girlfriend who helped him recover after eating so much fast food. In the post, Spurlock also questioned why he was part of the problem, saying it might be because he was sexually abused as a boy and teen, or because his dad left his mom when he was a kid, or possibly his depression and addiction to alcohol, which he says started when he was 13. He wrote that he hoped by admitting his past sexual misconduct that he could be part of the solution. He says, by recognizing and openly admitting what I've done to further this terrible situation, I hope to empower the changes within myself. We should all find the courage to admit we're at fault, he wrote. He ended it by saying he has hope he can repair his relationship with those I love most, and that he's finally ready to listen to others. So I guess this has severed relationships that he has with, I don't know, people in his life that he loves.
Did you read the Kevin Spacey apology?
Yeah.
This reads a lot like the Kevin Spacey / Louis C.K. apology, which is, oh, I did this, or they believed I did this. I'm sorry, but it was because for Kevin Spacey, it was because I was in the closet.
Where he was... Yeah, I remember somebody, I don't remember who it was, somebody said that his apology was very narcissistic because he made it about himself and he took it as an opportunity to come out to the world as opposed to apologize and be remorseful. And instead of doing that, he just kind of did something else.
Yeah, first of all, sorry, what's this guy's name? Jeff something. Jeff. Spurlock. Sorry you had to go through that as a child. But then you're apologizing about
Spurlock.
Morgan, not Jeff, sorry. You're Jeff Morgan, sorry. So you're apologizing for sexually assaulting. It's just like, imagine if the people who, okay, so let's say I was raped. I wasn't. Mother, don't call me.
Hypothetical.
Hypothetical. I was raped. And then my rapist comes to me and says, oh, I'm sorry I raped you. It was because I was raped as a child. At that moment, I don't want to hear why you raped me.
Yeah, no.
I just want to hear sorry.
Because it's not that person's fault.
Yeah. And like people need to, these men and whomever their PR team is, needs to start understanding if you really want to apologize and have people listen to you and have people think you're remorseful, I'm saying think because I don't know if you are or not, then you need to stop making excuses while you're apologizing.
But also I feel like right now, a lot of men are feeling like damned if you do, damned if you don't, because in this situation, so many people are quick to judge because so many people are being singled out but without coming forward, right? So this is probably one of the few, if only the only person that has come forward admitting to his
You know
situation.
What we call it in PR though? Getting in front of the story.
Right, I understand this. I really do understand this. But it says that...
Because if she had gotten a settlement, I feel like, I don't know what's going on in your life. Maybe you are really sorry. If you are, then whoever drafted this letter for you did a piss poor job of it. And whoever told you, oh, this is the time to come out and speak your mind, did not advise you the right way. When people who have been oppressed in whatever space you are in, if you have been oppressed for a while, and when those people start speaking up, it is not in the place of the oppressor to speak up at that moment. I know it sounds horrible, like, why would you tell me to shut up? Well, the oppressed has been told to shut up for so many years, and their voices have been lost for so many years, that when I, as an oppressed person, and when oppressed people start to have voices, please give them the 2 minutes. I don't care how long this Me Too trend is going to go on for. It's there for a reason. It's there so that children will learn. It's there so men will learn. It's there so people of different marginalized spaces would learn. So when people are speaking up, I think it's just time for you to just shut up. Not shut up in a bad way, but just be quiet and listen. Actively listen.
But he does say that it says after people started to respond to his letter on Twitter, he replied to 2 comments saying that he's seeking help, and he said, "I will do everything I can to do better." So
I'm proud I'm happy you're trying to do that, but still, that's my own personal. Maybe the people who is hurt in the past feel happy about this. I just know as myself, I wouldn't be happy if the first I was hearing of this, or like just to be thrown out there in the public and wondering when is someone going to connect that I'm this woman.
So this is the part that makes me think that maybe he isn't doing it out of good faith, because it says Spurlock has been working on a TNT documentary series called Who Run the World, that was set to be released next year, according to NBC News. Sarah Jessica Parker is an executive producer. That is Carrie from Sex and the City. Yeah, she's an executive producer of the series, which looks at women in the workplace. Kind of ironic.
Yeah.
BuzzFeed News reached out to both TNT and Parker about the status of Spurlock's work, but did not receive a response. He also executive produced the documentary series The Trade about opioid epidemic, which is set to premiere at Sundance Film Festival in January and debut in February on Showtime.
That's why he's sitting in front of his TV watching all his heroes fall, and he's like, ooh, snap, my movie is about to start, so I should probably just get ahead of the story. PR.
I don't know. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, it's like, after reading all of the things that he has going for him, like, professionally.
Emesse's the good one in this.
No, I don't know. You know, you can never
I'm
know.
usually like the devil's advocate sometimes, but I have Emesse doing that for me today, so I get to be. That's why I like hanging out with you. I get to like
let it
out.
No, but still, I feel like I said, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. And sometimes people are sorry.
But he should be damned.
Right.
Like,
but sometimes people are sorry because they did it, and sometimes people are sorry because they got caught.
Yeah.
Right? And there's no way of possibly knowing which one of the two he is feeling, or the reason why he's coming out now.
Oh.
It just, hopefully he really is seeking help and trying to be part of the solution as opposed to contributing to the problem.
Yeah.
Which is all we can hope for.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I'm so glad I got to share some of my rage and my insight and Emesse's insight and kindness with you guys.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, I'm just so tired. This drained me completely. Well, thanks for watching. Let me know if you like things like this. We always have conversations like this a lot.
We really do, yeah.
Yeah, about social stuff, because we're both very socially aware.
I guess you could say.
And concerned.
Yeah,
and
I guess you could say that.
we just want to help everyone in the
Yeah.
world, really. So if you want to see more things like this, or if you see anything that you think I might be interested in, if you have insights on this, please let me know. And goodbye. I will be posting this like right now because it's a topic that is timely.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
We take